Good morning, students. Welcome to your online history class. In previous period, you learned about Indian maps, and today we are going to learn about new and old terminologies. Information changes over a period of time. You know that information is always changed in terms of the context in which it is produced, in terms of meaning and languages. For instance, medieval Persian is different from modern Persian, both with reference to grammar, vocabulary and meanings. So, you know that information changes over a period of time, and so that old Persian, or ancient Persian, that was, or we can say that medieval Persian, it is different from the modern Persian. So, Persian is different from modern Persian, both with reference to grammar, vocabulary and meaning. So, medieval Persian and modern Persian both are different. So let us see about the meaning of Hindustan. Meaning of Hindustan. Meaning of Hindustan. So what is the meaning of Hindustan in medieval Persian? So present context, this term refers to what we know as India. Hindustan means India today in present context, the modern nation state India. You know about that. Meaning of Hindustan is what? Meaning of Hindustan in the present context is India. But it is present day. But what about the medieval period? About 13th century. About 13th century. In this period, when this term was used by Mihaz-e-Shiraz. Who used that? Mihaz-e-Shiraz. In 13th century, Mihaz-e-Shiraz, he used Hindustan this term. A chronicler who wrote in Persian. So Mihaz-e-Shiraz, he was a Persian chronicler. And he wrote about Hindustan. So it is in the geographical sense and in the political sense. So in the geographical sense, Mihaz-e-Shiraz, he wrote that the areas of Punjab, Haryana and the lands between the Ganga and Yamuna was referred to as Hindustan. So this in a geographical references, Punjab and Haryana, and the land between Ganga and Yamuna, that called Hindustan. According to the Mihaz-e-Shiraz, in a geographical view, Hindustan means Punjab and Haryana and land between Ganga and Yamuna river, that is called Hindustan. It is in a geographical sense term. Then, in the political sense, the lands which were the part of the domains of the Delhi Sultans were referred to as a Hindustan. Means which land conquered by the Delhi Sultan or Delhi Sultanate. This part is known as the Hindustan. Means the part which was dominated by the Delhi Sultan it's called Hindustan. So this is in a political sense. And Niyaz Siraj, he gives us two definitions about Hindustan. First, that is geographical sense. What is that? Punjab, Haryana, and the land between Ganga and Yamuna river, it's called Hindustan. It's the geographical sense. And then in a political sense, the land means Delhi Sultanate conquered that dominant area. It's called Hindustan. So these were the two definitions. In the political senses, the land that were a part of the dominations of the Delhi Sultan. Means Delhi Sultan conquered that part. It was a Hindustan. So the areas included in the terms shifted with the extent of the Sultanate, but it never includes South India. Why in the Hindustan never includes South India? Because Delhi Sultanate never conquered South India, and so that according to the political view, Hindustan means those area which was dominant or which was conquered by the Delhi Sultan, and South India never dominate in a Delhi Sultan. And so these were the two different definitions. It is in the 13th century. Okay. Then in 16th century. In 16th century, there was a different meaning of Hindustan. This term was used by Babur to describe the geography, culture and fauna of the inhabitants of the subcontinent. So in the 16th century, Babur used this term, Hindustan. Okay? He refers to geographical culture and fauna of the inhabitants of India. Okay? Of this subcontinent also. Then 14th century. Then 14th century, the term Hind used in the period by the poet Amir Khusro. So poet Amir Khusro, he used this term, he used this term Hind to describe India. In the term Hind used in the period by the poet Amir Khusro was somewhat similar to the way it was used in the 16th century. Okay, means he used Hind, Amir Khusro, he used Hind, and Babur he used Hindustan. So it was similar. Both were similar. So that you know that about the 13th century stuff, 16th century stuff, and 14th century stuff. It was different. Okay. The term Hindustan did not carry the political and national meaning that we associate with it today, in spite of the existence of a geographical and cultural entirely like India. Now we know that Hindustan is used in the present context, it is used for India. Okay, so you know about meaning of Hindustan in different period, in 13 period, in 16 and 14. Okay. Then next, meaning of foreigner. So you know about what was the meaning of Hindustan and how it was changed over period. Okay, means this term Hindustan that was referred to the different people. It is interpreted differently. Hindustan, this term interpreted differently by the different people. Okay, in 13th century it was different, in 16th century it was different, and in 14th century it was different. And nowadays we know that Hindustan means India. Okay. Then next meaning of foreigner. What is the meaning of foreigner? Meaning of foreigner. So what is the meaning of foreigner? Okay, then foreigner. Now what is the meaning of foreigner nowadays and in the past? So in the present context, in the present time, the term foreigner means a person who is not an Indian. Simple. Okay, means who is not Indian, he foreigner. This is meaning in a present context. But in the medieval period, okay, so in the medieval period, the term foreigner means a stranger who appeared in a given village. Means he was not that particular village, so he is called stranger. That is a person who was not a part of that society or culture. He is called foreigner. Means a person who is not a part of their society or their culture, they consider them as a foreigner. Nowadays, we are using this term. Foreigners is what? Who is not Indians, okay? Not belonging to our country. It's called foreigner in present context. But in the medieval context, if a person not belonging to their society or their culture is called foreigner. Thus, a city dweller would consider a forest dweller as a foreigner. Whereas, two farmers of the same village, even if they belong to a different caste, religion, etc., they are not foreigners to each other. That is about the meaning of foreigner. Then, next topic is historians and their sources. Historians and their sources. Historians and their sources. What was their sources? In 6th class you learned that. What was the sources of history? The source used by historians in the period 700 to 1750. In 700 to 1750. So these sources they used to study about history. That is the medieval period. Was quite different from the ones used in the period of Gupta dynasty and Harshavardhan. You know that Harshavardhan dynasty and Gupta dynasty. So that medieval period it was quite different from Harsha and Gupta dynasty. There is definitely some continuity in the source used by the historians of both the distinct period. For example, for obtaining information, they still relied on coins, inscriptions, architecture, and textual records. So still they depend or relied on coins, inscriptions, architecture, textual records. But there is also significant discontinuity in the source used by the historians of both and distinct period. So there were always discontinuity. Thank you. Today that's about we learn about new and old terminologies. After that we learn about the term Hindustan. Then we learn about the meaning of foreigner and historians and their sources. Okay. Thank you very much.